Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, let's watch.
But he's only been here an hour, and I can already tell there's some passive-aggressive tension beneath the surface. My God. Anyways.
Okay, so you want me to get your stuff?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Let's open.
We've seen scenes. Why is it hard to say? Like this before. And the primary mission should be that Leandro needs to reassure Biniyam that he is not a threat. The scene that comes to mind was on Love is Blind, the reunion that just aired recently, in which Gigi's guy, what's his name, and he brought Francesca. Anyway, the point is that Leandro knows, because he knows, but also because it would make sense, that Biniyam would be threatened. And so Leandro needs to sit down and give a lot of messages to Biniyam that he's not a threat. He supports the relationship. He's on their side. Don't worry about me. If you have a problem with me, let me know. I'm in your house. I want to be polite. Let's see how Leandro handles that.
Most of this is something an Ari order. She got a huge order.
Yeah, you can't get a lot of stuff in Ethiopia.
The best.
My favorite
of the best.
toothpaste. Thank you.
That is mine too. My favorite. And okay, about brass. I got you 2. I couldn't get the brand that you wanted.
What? Why? Okay, this is your introduction. I brought you some bras. What is wrong with these people? Look at his face. So Ariela asked him, obviously, to buy some bras. Why? I mean, I get it if you feel like you can't get the brands you want, but can't you have them ordered and shipped by your mom or something? Why do you have to have your ex-husband bring your bras? What's going on here? Given the worries that she has about Biniyam being upset, and Leandro, think, if I was in Leandro's shoes and she asked me, yeah, can you get me some bras? I'd be like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get you anything other than that. Or I'll buy them and I'll ship them to you, but I'm not going to bring them in my bag in front of your husband. I'm not going to do that. Like, think.
But they are about the same thing. I don't know. You make your judgment. If you don't like them, it's fine. I can get the good ones next time.
Wait, so did Ariela not ask for that? He just bought them? I don't know. Regardless of how this came to be, there's someone that didn't think before they acted.
Awesome.
Don't worry, my girlfriend picked them.
Okay, don't worry, my girlfriend. It's good. So that's a detail I don't think we've heard yet that might help, is he has a partner. Don't worry, my girlfriend picked him. That's the best you got? Hey, I know you're worried about me and threatened, but don't worry, my girlfriend picked out these bras that I'm buying for your wife. That she may or may not have asked me to buy the. Ugh.
Is your size or? I'm surprised still you didn't forget her size, just.
I needed bras because, now I'm breastfeeding the baby. My boobs, they got bigger, now they got smaller. I can't find it here in Ethiopia. Great.
How about you ask your husband, so I really need bras, and I don't like the ones in this town, and Leandro's coming, so is it okay if Leandro, I'm sorry, if it's not okay with you, how about a conversation like that? Instead of just, it's okay that you wanted the bras. It's okay that you wanted someone to bring them. It's okay that Leandro was the most convenient. Like, how about you are kind to your husband about that sort of thing? You can get what you want. You could get your bras. You could get Leandro to mule them over. That's fine. But how about some consideration of how your husband feels about this?
I can see why it would bother Vinny that I asked my ex to bring me a bra, but no one else is coming from my family anytime soon, and I need a bra. And so far, I haven't found a good quality one here.
Totally fine. And in these one-on-one interviews, she will say, I understand why my husband is, or my fiancé, because have they married? They were just engaged, I think. I understand why my fiancé is upset about this, but, I kind of need the bras. Okay, fine. How about you tell him in person? We haven't seen that yet. In the interviews, she will say, I understand where he's coming from. That's great. That's step one. Step two is validate him. Turn to him and say, look, I understand why this bothers you, and I'm sorry, but I really needed the bras, and there wasn't really anyone else that was coming out here. So I'm sorry. Is it okay? How about some consideration to him, to his face?
Oh, which is that because you didn't deserve that, and I'm sorry. I actually feel super bad about it. I was very confused.
I don't hold grudges.
That makes me sad because I don't know. I just feel like a person.
Okay, so if I understand right, she's saying that they were together for 10 years and their relationship was slowly drifting apart. And then he moved and he was expecting that she would follow and meet him there. And then she said no, she was going to do something else. And they didn't officially break up. And it was unclear if their relationship was on or off at that point. And then she traveled the world, she met Biniyam. And at some point, she told Leandro about that. And she's saying that she never broke up with Leandro because she was wondering if, she wanted to keep that option open, because if anything happened with her and Biniyam, or her in the life she was living at the time, that she wanted to keep that door open so she could go back to him because it was so comfortable. What it sounds like to me, and I don't know, is that for her, she wasn't in love with him, but she felt very comfortable with him. Everything that they're talking about in terms of their relationship kind of points in that direction, that some of y'all might have had relationships like that where you didn't fight and there wasn't any bad things, but there was no spark. You were like really good friends that lived together, but it wasn't romantically engaging. And you were kind of together by convenience or by self-esteem reasons. Like it was together by default rather than by choice. And that's what it sounds like, because they were such good friends and because they didn't fight and because there wasn't any strife between them, but she didn't feel the spark. And so she wanted to keep that open because she's like, well, what if things don't work out? I mean, it'd be stupid for me to pass up this relationship that's so comfortable. I could grow old with this guy. I feel like something else could be better, but what if I can't? What if I've had romantic relationships? She met Leandro when she was 19. So not very experienced at romantic relationships in all likelihood. So I think that's what she's talking about. And she's saying that she feels guilty and ashamed that she treated Leandro that way, that she knew that Leandro wanted to be with her and she strung him along because it was convenient for her, and she feels bad about that. So I think that's what she's saying, which, we do a lot of things to preserve our needs, to preserve our access to secure attachments. And, people do that. And she feels bad, which she should. She knew that now she knows she should have told Leandro, look, I'm breaking up with you. And I need you to know that. And I'm worried that one day I'm going to want to be with you, and then because I broke up with you, you're going to be with someone else, and I'm not going to be able to be with you, but I can't string you along, so that's selfish. She could have said something like that, but she didn't. And, on the scale of transgressions, I wouldn't put it high up there. And it sounds like for him, he doesn't hold it against her. He's like, yeah, I was angry, felt bad, but, time healed and we're still friends. And so he's saying to her, don't worry about it. So, all right, he doesn't kill him, right? I assume he doesn't kill him right now. But for Biniyam, he is jealous, and he's stated that, and is suspicious of Leandro, and they are supposed to be bonding right now, and Biniyam is a martial arts instructor, and so he was treating Leandro like a student. I think Leandro actually knows a bit about martial arts himself. It kind of looked that way to me anyway. And then Biniyam kept amping up the intensity, and Leandro was kind of going along with it. I could kind of sense that, like, okay, if you're going to, I'll go along with it, but I'm not going to dominate. And then Biniyam quickly took him down, put him in an actual chokehold, and immediately Leandro was tapping out, and Biniyam wouldn't let go of him. And that's a jerk face move. If you're just sparring, especially if you're the teacher role, but regardless, one, you don't put someone in an actual hold like this. You would put them like in a hold, and then because everyone knows that there's no way out of it. And but especially if the person is tapping out, that you have to immediately let go. That it's a total jerk move to hold on. I mean, that's legitimately painful. Your windpipe is being cut off, and obviously it's scary. Doesn't feel good. He holds him long enough, he could pass out, and you could have some, you could have brain injury. You're cutting off oxygen to the brain. Anyway, so Biniyam's being a jerk face right now. I'm just gonna say that it's completely unethical. It's unfair. It's not a viable, valid venue or expression of your jealousy or anger towards Leandro. You can use your words, but maybe Biniyam needs this to feel like he's the bigger man or something, and then he can move forward. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I don't know what is happening. That caught me off guard completely. It's like the training devolved in something else.
Sorry, just I want to be like aggressive, because when I do like in the fighting, just sometimes I can control myself.
Okay, if you can't control yourself, then don't do it. And especially in a context like this. And especially when you're supposed to be the teacher. I mean, if you're going to be a teacher, you have to be able to control that. So that's not an excuse. Oh, sometimes I lose control and I start beating the crap out of people. And when they ask to tap out, I don't listen. Like, yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah, like as if you're just admitting something small. It's not okay.
Because she was feeling homesick, a little bit lonely, so I wanted to see what was going on, why she felt like that.
Like, still you are feeling for Ari?
Oh, okay.
So we're learning from him, Leandro, that she begged him to come because she felt homesick and lonely. And then Leandro says, yeah, and I wanted to come because I wanted to see what was going on. What? Like you're going to evaluate and somehow intervene on Ariela's behalf as if she can't on her own? So that seems a little strange. And then Biniyam asks, do you have feelings? And Leandro's like, oh, okay. I'm guessing what he's going to say is, yeah, I kind of do, because I think he does. My impression is that Leandro, maybe particularly towards the end of his relationship with Ariela, his feelings were bigger than hers were for him. And yeah, he probably still has feelings, but he has a girlfriend. He says, I've moved on. Ariela has a child now. So Leandro can have feelings. He can admit he has feelings and also have it not be a threat and also be totally in love with his girlfriend right now. Let's see what he says.
It's not like, that someone suddenly finished the relationship and you stop having feelings for other people. That is a lie. I just care about Ari, and I want to see how she's doing with you.
Okay, so the first part of that, good. He answered diplomatically and I think honestly that, look, just because a relationship ends doesn't mean your feelings just stop automatically. Yeah, I think that's true for many relationships. So he's not going to lie about that. But then he says, I'm here to evaluate, as if I have power over your relationship. Like, I'm curious as to what he thinks that role entails. What if he finds something wrong with their relationship between Biniyam and Ariela? What's he going to do? Like, he has the power to end the relationship. I don't think that's what he's saying, but it's something. Let's see what he says.
I don't understand.
You do like you sleep together like something? I'm asking you here,
Yeah.
just like, did you give me like, just maybe we're man to man, just I want to know,
Okay.
please, just I want to ask you.
Don't worry about it. You don't have anything to worry about.
So either they edited, which they often do on the show, which I have to say is bothersome. Other shows will, like I watch Real Housewives because y'all wanted me to watch that, and on that show, they edit the conversations much less. They just, sometimes it'll just be a camera showing the two people just talking. They almost never do that on the show because I don't know why. They want to, add their own flavor of drama or to it. Sometimes they'll add huge sections of silence that make no sense, and it's clear that they took a reaction shot from a different part of the conversation and just inserted it, and so who knows. But Biniyam is saying, did you have sex with my wife while I was with her, when she was in the States? And what we heard Leandro say was, don't worry, you don't have anything to worry about. So by implication, since he didn't say no, we're supposed to wonder, did they have sex? But I suspect that Leandro did say, no, I did not have sex with her. That's what I suspected. I suspect he says, no, I didn't have sex. And then he said, you don't have anything to worry about. So, but who knows? If he did just say, did you have sex with my wife when I was with her? After me and her had an exclusive relationship, did you have sex with her? And someone says you don't have anything to worry about, without saying no, then you're going to be suspicious. But again, I'm unless Leandro is covering something up, or he's trying to mess with him, or he doesn't know how to speak, which would explain why he wouldn't just directly answer the question. No, of course they didn't have sex with her. Or they cut that part out.
When he says, I don't do like the sex with Ari, I don't know why he's like when he talk. He's
Okay, so we just heard Biniyam say that when he said he didn't have sex with Ari, okay, so it sounds like he did directly say, no, I didn't have sex with her. And he did look a little nervous, didn't he, Leandro, when he said he directly, now, Biniyam is asking in some slightly broken English, did you have sex with her? But it was, it's pretty clear what he said. And Leandro's like, huh? Oh no, I don't want to answer this question. So, I mean, it's possible, right? I wouldn't, given the way Leandro just answered the question, I think it's possible that they did get together, Ari and Leandro, during that time. But who knows? I hope not, because for the relationship's sake. But, you could see a situation like that. Leandro and Ari still clearly have at least affection for each other. I think Leandro has more romantic feelings for Ari than reverse. But Ari still clearly, sometimes you have sex with an ex, even though you're like, yeah, I'm not really into them. But, it's comfortable. We know each other. And it'll be fun. It'll be like old times. And given that Ariela is in a long-distance relationship, she hasn't seen Biniyam in a long time. She might not even know if she wants to be with him. So, I could see that happening. Would that, even if it did, would that mean that Ari's love for Biniyam is suspect? I don't know. But let's go with it didn't happen for now until we get some firm data otherwise. All right, well, that does it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.